The 17th Annual St. Louis Holiness Convention convenes next week, Thursday and Friday, February the 21st and 22nd. We hope you're planning to be here. We have an impressive list of speakers: David Spivey, Leonard Sankey, Daryl Stetler, David Comfort, Dale Hayford, Sammy Lorton, Wallace Thornton, Vern Asbury, Steve Gibson, Rodney Keister, John Poff, Ben Crawford, Dennis Skinner, Marsh Jones, Lonnie Witt, Andrew Durst, Becky Shank. The Union Bible College singers will be here. Dan Clemens will be leading the singing, and Lee Murray will be at the keyboards. The message of scriptural holiness: be ye holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Without holiness, no man shall see the Lord. It's revealed in the infallible Word of God. It's recognized as right doctrine. It's orthodox throughout the history of the Christian church. It's reasoned as logical by scholars of the Word of God and recognized as our reality by those who possess and those who observe, those filled with the Spirit of holiness. We've dedicated our lives to the spread of scriptural holiness. But of course, the founder of this great doctrine, the one who recovers it to the church, John Wesley, why, he must be turning over in his grave, because right here in this building, here at the Americas Center, here in St. Louis, a day after our convention closes, the United Methodist Church, a church founded by Wesley, will convene here to consider their doctrine concerning lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex people. Hundreds of, not thousands of Methodists will come here to determine the way forward for their church. Some will be promoting a one-church plan, saying there should be no condemnation, up or down. There should be, some can affirm, some can deny, but it'd be one church, and there'll be no stand against these forms of sexual behavior that are called sin in the Word of God. Others favor a connectional plan, dividing the church into three groups, so that some groups will say they affirm the traditional position, some groups will have no position, and others will affirm the rights of those who are living according to the flesh. And others are arguing for the traditional plan. That plan would be one that would just say, we're not going to change. We find that the discipline says that the practice of homosexuality is incompatible with Christian teaching. And of course, that would be the one we most favor, and that's the one that the council has asked that they would not approve when they meet here next week. John Wesley must be asking the Lord for permission to rise up from his grave outside his City Road chapel in London to appear at this conference. How in the world did his church come to this moment? I'll tell you how they came to this moment. They came to this moment gradually. Satan kept whispering in their ear, "Hath God said?" And they listened to the enemy, and they listened to his questioning, and they doubted the Word of God, and it has been their undoing, just as it was Eve's undoing when she listened. It came to this inevitably. Once you abandon the Bible as the infallible Word of God, then anything goes. You move from biblical theology into the philosophical theology. Instead of asking, what does the Bible say, we ask, what do you think? And every man does what's right in his own eyes. It came to this tragically. One of the most powerful forces for good in the United States of America was the Methodist Church. They sent circuit riders all across the nation in the 19th century, spreading the message of holiness. It was the dominant theology of the 19th century. And now today, they are abandoning all that they once stood for. Shortly before his death, John Wesley wrote, "I'm not afraid that the people called Methodists would cease to exist. I'm afraid that they would be a dead sect, have a form of religion without power." And he warned this will be the case unless they hold the doctrine and the spirit and the discipline fast. All three are important: doctrine, spirit, and discipline. And this has brought us to this tragic hour. We're praying for those in the church, the Methodist Church, that God would give them grace to make the right choice. But we're also praying that God will give us a revival of scriptural holiness in this city and across this nation. We're praying that you'll join us here February 21st, 22nd. We'll be having a great convention, great speakers. You're invited. We need you. Meet me in St. Louis.